Hello everyone and welcome to another in and out video. It's already time to talk about everything that has come into my life in October and also everything that I have decluttered in October. So without further ado, let's start with what I have decluttered. A bunch of bras. I said before in another video, I don't really remember when it was. Maybe in my last wardrobe video, that I have bras that are uncomfortable, and all of these are like from sustainable brands. They are made from like 100% cotton or similar. Maybe that one has a little bit of elastane. I checked the size guide and they are just a tiny bit too small, or maybe I don't prefer them to be as tight as they are supposed to be. I don't really know, but I am decluttering these 3 bralettes. It's not really, this one is kind of a bra because it's going to be closed and opened in the back. Yeah, just because they're a bit too tight. And honestly, I want to have comfortable clothes. And I think I bring them to a clothing swap. I think secondhand bras is okay, at least when they're like this and you can really wash them well. It's something I would wear. It's something I can bring to a clothing swap because they're in a really good condition. I did not wear them as much because they were too tight from the beginning. And then there's one other thing I decluttered, and this is this book, The House in the Cerulean Sea. I did read it. I got it for my birthday and it was great. I really liked it. It's fantasy. It's a fantasy novel. I can highly recommend you read it. It's a beautiful story. And I think my boyfriend wants to read it as well. So it's going to stay in our house, but he's going to decide what he wants to do after decluttering it. I don't want to keep it, because I don't really think I'm going to read it again. So this is decluttered as well. Talking about the things that have come into my life, let's maybe, I don't know, I really don't know the order or any order that would make sense. So let's just start somewhere. I think it was like the first thing that came into my life this month, and it's these sneakers. So if you've listened to all the podcast episodes, and I think I've never talked about it on my YouTube channel, but chunky sneakers is something that was trendy suddenly like 2 or 3 years ago, and it was something that had my heart. At first I thought they were super ugly, and then I got used to them and I thought they were actually really cool and I wanted to have some. But it just never really made sense for me to buy a new pair of sneakers, and I mean, I have enough shoes. So I kind of thought like, you know what, it's not gonna happen. On top of that, I always loved like outfits with beige chunky sneakers because I thought like, oh, color palette wise, it's just so beautiful. But I like, light shoes. Not really something that I can use in my life because they get dirty very easily. But then earlier this month, we were on a walk, and sometimes in our neighborhood there are these like giving away for free. People put their stuff in front of their houses in a box, or just like say, take if you want. And then there were these sneakers, and they are my size, and they are chunky, and they're beige, and they are super comfortable. And I've not really been wearing anything else since I got them. So I have enough pairs of shoes. Now I have like 6 pairs of shoes, and it's been like 10 years since I had this number of shoes. And it's kind of too much. It doesn't really fit in our shoe storage thing, and I don't know, but I love them. And you know what's crazy? That usually and always in general, I advocate for don't ask from things to bring you happiness, because you are happy about them the first time you use them, but are you really happy the 10th time you use them or the 100th time you use them? Someone's at the door. Okay, I'm back. It was my son's friend who wanted to play with him. Usually stuff doesn't make us happy for like more than the first time using it, the moment we buy it, or maybe just because it makes our life more practical. So I was kind of surprised when I realized that these sneakers just, I don't know, every time I wear them, I'm just happy I have them. They feel great. They look great. I love them. I think they just go so much better with my outfits than like the old hiking shoe sneakers that I also have. So yeah, I mean, they're not in the best shape anymore and everything, but I love them and I will wear them until they fall apart, I think. And they're beige, right? So the other day I was like chasing the sunrise and I was walking through muddy fields And then I looked down at my shoes and was like, oh no, I have beige shoes. And I was a bit devastated, and I thought like, oh, I don't really want to clean them for an hour afterwards. But then I walked through some like wet grass and it was fine again. So beige shoes might work in my life after all. After this long talk about shoes, let's continue. There's another book that came into my life, actually also a birthday present, even later than the last one. Blue Skies. This is like the English title is the same, but this one is like the German translation. I haven't really, I just read a few pages and so far I don't know. It's about living in this world while climate change is happening. So I'm looking forward to reading the whole thing, and I'll give you a little, what I think about it when I'm done. And then another book came into my life, also a birthday present. There was like problems with this one, shipping and something like that. So the Korean vegan, her. I follow her on Instagram, and I've like watched her YouTube videos, and I've cooked her recipes. And you know, I've been watching Korean dramas for 1.5 years now, and watching these dramas, I really thought the Korean language is interesting, but then also they were always eating this delicious food. So I've tried to learn to cook some Korean dishes during the past year or so, and the Korean vegan, of course, is a perfect guide and book to learn how to cook dishes that are vegan but still like as traditional as possible. And I've used it actually yesterday and the recipe turned out well. Happy to have it. I hope I will try out many of the recipes. It's a beautiful book and I like to support people who do work like this. So this is also in my life, and this might not be decluttered as fast as other books. I finished one of the sweaters I was knitting. This is like the alpaca wool that I got for my birthday in 2021, I think, where I already had like knit a sweater, and I opened it up again earlier this year and knit a new sweater because I just wanted something new. It turned out almost perfect, I think, and I'm like curious to see how much I'm gonna wear it. It's a beautiful color, and I love like raglan sweaters. Raglan means like kind of the way the sleeves are attached to the body. So yeah, this has kind of come into my life, even though like the material has been in my life as a sweater and as yarn for over 2 years now. Then we went secondhand shopping. I needed some formal wear, and I realized that it's crazy. Usually I'm very confident with clothes. I know what I like, I know what I do not like. I always know how to dress, except for formal events or stuff where I need formal wear. Then I'm suddenly like an anxious wreck and I don't know what to do. And I think I get what other people get like when it comes to regular clothes shopping. I think I need something new, I think I need more, I think I don't have anything to wear, and that kind of happened to me. And so we went to a secondhand store, but actually I was surprised to find 2 items that were my size, my color, my style. So I got this dress shirt thing, I don't know. It does have a bit of like stretch and therefore plastic contents. I'm not so happy about that, and it was washed with a detergent that I think stinks a bit. But I like how it fits me. I wore it once. I think I'm now at a point where I own clothes that I don't wear in my regular everyday life, but just for formal events. But I'm also kind of happy that I have it, because now I do feel more prepared if I suddenly need to wear something like this. So this shirt has come into my life. I think this cost like €7. And then also for €7, or I think €7.50, I bought a blazer. This is pink inside, so that's absolutely not my color, but you're not going to see that. Actually, it really needs to be dry cleaned because it has a stain here and it says that it's dry cleaning only, but I'm debating on just throwing it into the washing machine because I really don't want to own anything that is just dry cleaned. And I know many things that say they are just for dry cleaning also work in a washing machine, or maybe hand wash it. I don't know. It has some shoulder padding. Maybe that's not good for that. Let me know what you think about washing it in a washing machine. I haven't worn this one, but this is like just kind of the other option for more formal outfits. or dressier outfits. I don't know. So I got this as well. And then we were there in the secondhand store and I wanted to buy gloves for my son because he needs new gloves. Kids grow and kids lose gloves all the time. And we bought these gloves, but they're too big for him. And it's always so hard to like hand sizes. I don't know why it's so hard. And also kind of the sizing when it comes to gloves is so difficult in my opinion, and I never know which one is the right, because sometimes it's like clothing sizes, sometimes it's random sizes, sometimes it's like the actual hand sizes that go from like 1 to 9 or something, but I wouldn't even know what I have. So we just bought gloves, but they absolutely didn't fit him. They fit me way better. And then I remembered that I don't have gloves anymore, like at least warm gloves, and so I thought I'll keep them. They're not the best quality, and I think they cost like 1 or 2 euros. But when I'm riding my bike during winter, I think I will be very grateful to have them. And then, I talked about how I got scammed last month trying to buy this beautiful The North Face jacket on a secondhand platform. Oof. But then luckily, actually a brand reached out to me from Germany, a sustainable brand, and asked me if I want to do a collaboration with them. And they sent me this puffer jacket. Now, it's similar kind of in the style as the North Face jacket I wanted to have. This one is made out of recycled materials, and they even have like a take back program, so you can send them your stuff, and it's not that they will recycle it, but they will actually sell it again. So it's much closer to like a circular economy system than all these like take back recycling programs that many fast fashion brands have, and I think it's actually amazing. So this one, made from recycled materials, just a classic puffer jacket. What I actually absolutely love about it is that you can make it tighter here in the waistband. Inside it's red. I've had that with rain jackets before and I always loved how it looked, so I'm happy to have it as well. Some pockets that can be zipped close, and yeah, I've been wearing it a bit. I've loved it so far. I will give you more in-depth reviews of it when I've worn it more, but I do want to say that I already do have a code for you. It's here on the screen, so you can save a little bit of money if you are also looking for something like that. Plus, they also have different other kinds of clothing as well. I do have to say, the website is in German, but they do ship worldwide. So maybe you can translate it and, just take a look. I think it's a great brand and they're doing amazing things. There's one other thing. Actually, yesterday I went to a clothing swap, and usually I go to clothing swaps to bring a lot of stuff, but this time I didn't even have that much to bring. I had like 3 pieces, 2 of my son and 1 of mine. And I looked through the stuff they had there and I found this bra. This is actually 1 size, and I think such a terrible idea actually. Bras should have so many different sizes because our bodies are so different and it's supposed to be really comfortable and supportive and everything. But lucky for me, it does fit me. And it's very much so plastic material, and I was so happy to have decluttered like the last plastic bra from my life a few months ago. But yesterday I was just thinking, I thought like, if I take this home, and this is much more comfortable than the bras and bralettes I have, like most of them, then I can declutter all of these uncomfortable bralettes. And these like nylon bralettes, they are very convenient even though they're made from plastic. And so I decided to take it with me. And now I have like 4 bras and bralettes that fit me well, that are super comfortable and work for me. And I mean, that's a win as well. That being said, maybe you realize it's a lot. Like it's like 9 things that have come into my life. And to be honest, I just realized that is kind of, it feels like it's too much. I'm not excited about getting so much new stuff. Like in the past, and I think many people are always excited about more things. And I thought I am that way kind of as well, because I do get excited about new stuff, but I didn't realize that there's really, like, if it's more than 3 items, I feel more so overwhelmed. And now this could also be a problem. Like I could also think like, why are you overwhelmed with getting a few new pieces? I just think when we want to live an intentional lifestyle and consume slower, the thing that I love about it is that we very consciously choose what to bring in our lives. And when we consciously choose something, we can really appreciate it. But I realized that if it's more than 3 items, then I forget about them. And I was like, what was there? And oh yeah, I forgot about this. I had this as well. And where do I store all of this stuff? Things like that. So I think my comfort zone when it comes to inviting new items into my life is like 0 to 3 a month. And that's just something I realized. Like, I actually do not enjoy getting so many new things. And there were reasons for all of them, and therefore I got them. But I do hope it's gonna be less in the next few months, because it's already been kind of a lot last month and this month as well. So let's see if it's a bit less in November. In December, maybe Christmas, I don't know, we will see. So apart from stuff, how was my month? We had a lot of like autumn weather, and I was outside a lot. And I really enjoyed like the rainy walks and the walks when the sun was shining and the leaves turning colorful, and kind of there were a lot of beautiful moments spent in nature. Also in my life, like stuff has been going on, but more so good stuff. So I had a really good month. I'll tell you about some of it soon. But I think it's also important kind of here to acknowledge that in the world as a whole, there has been a lot of terrible stuff going on. I wanted to be more political with my content. Like, that's something I've wanted to do for a long time. But on the other hand, whenever something happens, something bigger, I feel like I need to say something, but on the other hand, I feel like I'm not the person that knows enough or that could educate other people. So it's better if I take myself back and let the people speak that actually have knowledge. But then I also see that's important if you have a platform to kind of say something. But I'm also really, really afraid to say the wrong thing because I'm not educated enough. So educating myself is always something that I prioritize. And then I realized that it's not about me in general. So if I'm going to say something to have said something, then that really doesn't make sense. And if I'm just trying to make myself feel better, then that's absolutely not what is the purpose of speaking up and everything. But I also feel like so overwhelmed, and I feel like I can't do anything, like it wouldn't change anything. But still, where I do stand is that I think everyone should be able to be safe, to have access to everything they need to get their human rights met. And there are even rules to war, so it really breaks my heart to see that. Why do we have rules if then so many civilians have to die, so many children are killed, so many like infrastructure and everything, and people have nowhere to go? But on the other hand, then of course, why is anti-Semitism rising so much? And how is it not possible to just see that horrible things are happening and to understand that like every person has the right to live in peace? So why do we have to like pick a side and be for a certain party in a war? Like, you can't win a war. There's just gonna be terrible stuff happening. It's just gonna be infrastructure destroyed, lives destroyed, people killed. But then of course I also don't have a solution, and I'm not a person in power in that sense. And it just breaks my heart. I know that even that doesn't help anyone. And I also don't really know what I can do. And then that's not even the only thing going on, you know. There's always so many more things going on this whole planet. So many people that are being oppressed, that are wrongfully killed, that are living in conditions that they really don't deserve, that are suffering from people in power. So that has been like kind of the other part of this month where I felt a lot of helplessness, and like between being happy in my personal life and being so heartbroken for parts of this world, sometimes it's just, it feels like stuff doesn't make sense. Yeah, I do hope that you personally, in your personal life, had a great month, but that you are also educating yourself and trying to do what you can. And I will be here with you next month again with the next in and out video, but first, of course, with all the other videos. Thank you so much for watching. I will link you a video here that you can check out. And I want to say thank you to all of you who are supporting me on Patreon, also to all of you who are supporting me with super thanks here. And if you have watched just this video until the end, then also thank you very much. I hope to see you there or in my next video. Goodbye!